Stanley Kubrick's The Shining is one of the greatest films ever made and offers some of cinema's most haunting experiences. In my opinion, this film is perfect from its first frame to its very last. There's a long list of reasons for why The Shining works so well and affects people on such a deep level. The film's acting, location, cinematography, and eerie sound design are all huge contributors towards making this film so scary. But what I want to analyze today is The Shining's music. The score is the complete opposite of subtle, which is very apparent in the film's opening credits as we hear the bombastic, imposing song ring throughout the Colorado mountains. The sequence that I want to focus on this video is during the climax when the Overlook Hotel starts to reveal its evil to Wendy. At this point in the film, Wendy is at her breaking point. She just escaped her axe-murdering husband and is searching for her young son Danny, desperately trying to find him before her husband Jack does. She has spent months in the Overlook Hotel, alone with just Jack and Danny, so she runs around only fearing her husband, not aware that the hotel itself is the greatest evil that she should be fearing. In other mediums of art, such as books, we are able to get a look into the character's mental state through the author explaining it. But in film, we don't get that. The acting is the main way we are shown a character's mental state, but if done right, the film's score can further engross the viewer into the mind of a character, and that is exactly what Stanley Kubrick accomplishes in this sequence. The music in this sequence is not melodic or harmonic in the traditional sense, but is instead filled with jarring, abrasive sounds that mirror the psychological torment that Wendy is going through. As Wendy walks down the hallway, the music slows down a bit, building up tension for the audience, and then when the elevator doors open, spilling out blood, the music gets heavy and introduces a church choir, which makes the scene feel demonic. It is that score that makes the blood coming from the elevator feel so otherworldly and haunting. From that point on, there is echoes of that choir following Wendy as she explores the Overlook Hotel. The music becomes a bit more quiet and rhythmic, allowing the audience to relax a bit, once again matching Wendy's mental state, but then boom, the camera whips to reveal a man standing there with blood on his face. And the music just goes batshit crazy, making sounds so insane that it becomes impossible to pinpoint what instrument is even producing the noises. My favorite part of this whole sequence is when Wendy starts to run upstairs yelling Danny's name. The godlike chants start to get louder and louder, completely overwhelming the film. At this point, it isn't even clear if these chants are non-diegetic or not. For all we know, Wendy is actually hearing them as she frantically searches for her son in this evil hotel. Then the chants suddenly stop, giving Wendy just enough silence to witness the horrifying sight in front of her. Two men, one in a bear costume, performing sexual acts in one of the hotel rooms. Wendy freezes as she believes she and her family are supposed to be the only ones currently staying at the Overlook Hotel. But before the audience can even comprehend this idea, the camera zooms in on them and the music reaches its peak volume, making those terrible ringing noises, echoing the pure terror and confusion inside of Wendy. As disturbing as the visuals in this sequence are, The Shining's music is what truly makes it terrifying. I think the reason that this score is so effective in scaring its viewer is because of how unrhythmic it is. There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it. At times it can just sound like people banging pots and pans together or scratching a chalkboard. But it thematically matches the Overlook Hotel so well. The hotel has no reason to disrupt the life of this poor mother, Wendy, other than the fact that it is evil and wants to. It wants to make as much noise as possible and make her come face to face with beings from another realm. And that is exactly what Kubrick was able to evoke with this film's blood-curdling soundtrack.